friend. Hope you're traveling well. It's James here from Awaken Therapy, and I wanted to talk with you about purpose. People ask me, how do I find my purpose? How do I find a deeper sense of meaning in my life? And the way I understand this is that purpose is about the soul. Purpose, meaning, fulfilment, depth, greater intention, greater fulfillment, greater satisfaction, all really comes from a greater connection with our spiritual self. The more we're being true to ourselves, the more we're plugging into that inner light that shines at the core of our being, the more depth, the more substance, the more expansive we're going to feel in our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, our service, our sharing. And this is where that deeper sense of purpose comes from. If we're just living from our human self, our human consciousness at rock bottom is really a fear-based consciousness. It's a state of separation. It's a state of forgetting who we are. It's really an egoic place of feeling apart and other, and feeling threatened, and we're in a war, in a battle. If you've got it, I don't, so I need to have it for myself. It's this weird experience of separation, and so experience it as otherness. And from that level, purpose, we don't tend to use it in this sense, but life purpose becomes accumulation. It becomes about creating safety, some sort of sense of security in the illusion of matter, in the dream of this material world. And how do we do that in the material world? We've got to hoard more stuff. We've got to have more things. We've got to have more money. We've got to have more power or status. And you see this in some political leaders and stuff, and the power goes to their head, and they just, or people who are maybe very wealthy, you'd think, oh, I've got enough now, I can serve humanity. But often these very rich people just become more greedy. They just want more and more and more. It's unlimited. If we're earthbound in our consciousness, if we're only stuck in the human fear-based consciousness, it is never enough. It's only when we get on the vertical axis, we do our inner work, we might be healing shadow, but we're also plugging into the greater self through the superconscious mind. This is where we access the sense of permanence, eternity, peace, joy. Because of course the body comes and goes, our human little adventure is all too brief, but there is no death. The soul continues. Our consciousness, if you like, just returns back to soul state. And of course it's possible to access that soul state while we're still in the body. We don't have to wait till we leave the body to access that state. In fact, that's the whole point of it, is to remember who we are. And so when people come to me with a real purpose, meaning quest, a real sense of lack or yearning for greater fulfillment somehow in their life, I always feel that as an expression of their spiritual journey. It's an expression of their soul need. It's like that person is really hearing the still small voice of their soul, and how that can translate in the immediacy of our human life is, I feel like there's a lack of meaning. Why am I here? This feels empty. Just going to work, making money, even things like raising a family, which do give us more meaning, because connection, relationship, partners, children, family, it is closer to heaven, if you like, because there's much more of unity in that, although there could be chaos in that as well. Those things do plug us back into more of spirituality because of the connection, the unity that's in there. But so often we just get bored in the mundane. We're just stuck in the routine. We're just really feeling the inane emptiness of purely external focus, purely horizontal axis, material world focus. And if our life is just filled with accumulating, earning, coping, paying bills, feeding, shopping, cooking, washing up, eating. It becomes monotonous. It becomes really an empty thing. Our consciousness is too caught up just in form. What the mystics would say is really ultimately illusion. What Course in Miracles would say is ultimately just a dream. A dream's going to be pretty empty if it's just a dream. But when we're waking up, and so many people are waking up, if you're watching this, I'm sure you've already woken up, you've got that awareness that, there is more to life. You're on that journey, you're on that vertical axis journey. Maybe it starts in trauma recovery, often it starts in the hard work of healing out wounding. But if we keep going, that creates more and more space, of course. I often think it's like a tree, the trunk gets broader, there's like a clearer, wider channel available in a human expression, body, brain, personality, for the greater self to come through. And of course the greater self, although the soul is evolving, the essence of our soul is our spirit. Our spirit is a spark of the divine. We're much more connected to first cause, prime creator, all that is. Now there's your meaning, there's your purpose. That's what we're here for, is to remember who we are, plug back into source, bring that into the world, help our brothers and sisters to wake up as well, just through our presence, our expression, our service, in whatever way you're sent to serve. This is where purpose and meaning comes from, the deep sense of joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment. So what's your purpose? What do you do better than anyone else in the world? What's your, as Deepak Chopra used to say to his kids, that's your job, to find out what that unique thing is, that expression is. What gives you a sense of fulfillment? What gives you that joy? It could be anything. It could be anything. For some people it's working in a shop. For other people it's, like my wife, paints those amazing artworks. For me it's been my work, my service as a psychologist, as a hypnotherapist, and writing as well. I'm writing the Soul Warrior book at the moment, getting close to finishing that. But whatever it is, that is your unique way of making the world a better place, helping to wake people up. And it comes firstly from your greater connection. We're meant to feel good. Yogananda used to say this. It's okay to want to feel good. In fact, in spiritual connection, the first thing is to feel the pleasure, the joy, the infinite peace that comes from our spiritual connecting. It's meant to feel good. It's okay to feel good in that and to want that for self, first and foremost. If we haven't got it for ourselves, how can we share it with others? So if you're on a quest for greater purpose, meaning in your life, well, I'm excited for you. Follow that thread. Follow that beyond the horizontal axis, the landscape of the dream, and get on the vertical axis. Remember who you truly are in deeper and deeper ways, and you'll find as you express from that, as you share from that, you learn it for yourself. It's like it reinforces it for yourself. Of Course in Miracles says that we only gain from giving, because it's only through the giving that it's reflected back, that we sort of really establish the truth of that in our own being. So follow that. Good luck with that. Check out my free Soul Warrior Journey course in the link below. That's got a long guided hypnotherapy where you actually meet your Soul Warrior self, which is really a meeting your soul spiritual practice, and some roadmaps there helping to map out the healing process. One way of seeing that I like to work with. Anyway, that you might find that really helpful in your journey, seeking greater purpose. Just have a look in the link below. God bless, Godspeed on your journey. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next time.